Pastor Damola, it's so great to have you come on adventures just to come and share some of your thoughts and some of your experiences, or so to say in summary, about some of the episodes, right? I know you've been listening to them consistently and you've been sharing, and thanks a lot for all of that. But today, right, we'd just like to hear a little bit about who you are, what you do, and then you can then start by telling us about, right, maybe the out of all of the adventures episode we've had, and we've had about 10 of them, right? If you can tell us just maybe the top two or the top three, or maybe the top five, you know uh based on your experiences of them, and then we can then double click into the key lessons that you drew from those, or you pull from those later on. Over to you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. It's good to be here, really. I think being on this platform, looking at what Adventure has been churning out in those 10 episodes, I mean, sitting here and being on the platform of the Adventure, I think I've just blown. So I'm looking for myself all over the world after this interview. All right. Okay. I'm Reverend Adedamola Oluwafemi. Lovely. I'm into ministry. I do church outreaches, and then on the very generic side, I do leadership coaching. I count myself as one that God has given light in such a dimension that I give
Mm,
light to the confused. So beyond the four wall of the church,
mm,
I've been able to do stuff for organizations, for people
mm,
individually, in terms of
mm,
mentoring, coaching, strategic management, ideas,
mm.
and all of that. So I think I'm all over the place. By that I mean that I believe that even if we are teaching the Bible, that word must become flesh. It means that it must be
Yeah.
relatable, it must be realistic, and then it
Mm,
will be a blessing to the
mm.
environment. Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm,
Basically, that's what I do. As it were. Bless God.
mm.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. The adventure. Wow. Such a beautiful idea. And I call it a beautiful idea because sometimes we see people doing stuff, doing great things, and then we think they just jump from one planet to this planet, and whatever they're doing just started running just like
Mm,
that. Yeah. And
mm,
the platform of the adventure brings people who can tell us the process. Sincerely, like I told
mm,
you that I'm a pastor and I hear testimonies.
mm.
The way we share testimonies in church will shock you. In fact, sometimes it will shock Satan. Somebody will say, I don't just know how God did it. It just happened. I want to say, excuse me, no, it happened somehow. It can be a miracle, it can be speedy, it can be faster, it
Boy,
can be
how,
much
bro.
more than you have
Mm,
anticipated. But somehow there's a process. Now
mm,
I said that to say that the adventure has given us room to see people who can tell us the process. I started
mm,
this way. A, B,
mm,
C, D, up to here.
mm,
And that process,
mm,
believe me, is the solution. That process is the
mm,
answer. So for me, my greatest takeaway from the Adventure as a platform is a platform that tells the process and then
mm,
gives me my own answer. Sincerely, in your
mm,
process is my answer. In your process
mm,
is my solution. In your process is my clarity. So when I see people
mm,
who tell us how they climb that ladder, the difficulties
mm,
and the
mm,
opportunities. In fact, for some
mm,
people, it was easier than they thought. Oh, beautiful! Because some people
mm,
will put it that it must always be difficult.
mm,
And some people will say, no, you need hard work,
mm,
whatever, as good as
mm.
hard work is. Some people have had it such that they just ran into opportunities and then they leverage on it and things like that. So the
Absolutely.
adventure for me
Absolutely.
is that platform that's shown
Mm,
the process, and in that process, I can figure out answers to my innate questions. I can figure out solutions,
mm,
and then I can say, okay, this is a template. Even if I'm not running
mm,
with that template of verbatim, it has given me a shadow of what to
mm.
follow.
Look out
All
for.
right,
Mm,
like that. if I may say, um my best episodes in the series, sincerely, that would be a huge one. In fact, for me, is a bad place to be because all of the series came with their uniqueness. Sincerely, in
Mm,
fact, every time I'm looking for variables, I'm looking for what makes this episode unique. What is the thing I can take away from this? And each of the episodes have given me such pungent idea to run with it. But then
mm,
I will go with two. I'm saying that I will go with all, but for the purpose of this
mm,
interview, I will mention two because of the variable I want to bring up.
mm,
That episode with Tolu Combs
mm,
and Oluwafemi. The reason is
mm,
this: for Tolu Combs, Tolu Combs started with clarity of purpose, and she ran
mm,
after anything and anyone looking like a specification. Oh,
mm.
for me, that was fantastic. She
Yeah.
was talking with so much, not just so much energy. She has energy. I mean, good energy. But in that
Mm,
energy, you can see clarity.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
specification was it for me that, okay, if I'm going into something, I think I need to be clear about the objective so that even
Mm,
when I see opportunities, I can recognize my opportunities.
mm,
Because so
mm.
many of these opportunities, some of the things we call opportunities, many of them are also distractions. Because
Yeah.
people usually think that a distraction is something bad. No, you can
Mm,
have a distraction in something good. Anything good
mm.
that is not in line with your purpose is still a distraction. But how
Yep.
do you know what is not in line with your purpose if you are not clear about that purpose? So for
Absolutely.
Tolucom, I could see
Mm,
that clarity in her tone, in her speech,
mm,
in every statement. She knew exactly what she wanted to do, what she wanted
mm,
in the course,
mm,
in the voyage, and when opportunities were coming, she could recognize them and she could act
mm,
on them. All right, and that's
mm,
fantastic for me. For
mm,
Bolua Oye, he started with watching people and intentionally submitting himself to learn what he will later become.
mm,
When I was watching the interview, I saw that he was mentioning names. In fact, specifically, he said that he knew nothing about consulting.
And then after that, he said he was going to register a management consulting firm. I was like, what does he mean? And he explained it the best way he knew how to. I was like, am I? I said, oh, why not? By the way, this person I'm talking about is Pastor Damola.